Did you enjoy your SummerSlam weekend? Because apparently Bret Hart didn't. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Bret the Hitman Hart, most likely your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, has never been afraid to voice his opinion. In the last several days, he has voiced his opinion on a various amount of different topics. He spoke about how he's not a fan of Gunther's habit of delivering these hard chops during these matches. He has named CM Punk as the best wrestler going today. And Bret Hart, who is a regular on the convention circuit, was making an appearance at VonCon, and he spoke about how he was stood up by the WWE at SummerSlam. He was invited by the company, and when he got to the stadium, they didn't have a seat for him. And he talks about how he doesn't feel appreciated by the WWE, and he feels more so appreciated by the guys in AEW like FTR. As we all know, Dax Harwood is a humongous Bret Hart mark, so that doesn't surprise me there. Now, Brian Alvarez has reported that Bret Hart wasn't the only one who this has happened to. Noelle Foley, the daughter of Mick Foley, had the same thing occur to her as well. She had to sit in one of the press boxes instead of having the seat because once she got there, her seat was taken, which I don't understand how things like this happens, especially with WWE, who is this billion-dollar corporation. How do you invite these people who are these legends like Bret Hart and not have a seat for the guy? And you knew exactly, once that occurred with Bret, you knew that he was going to voice that for everybody to hear it, because Bret is somebody who, for a lot of people, can just, exude this energy and this aura of being a very negative and curmudgeon type of guy the older he has gotten. But just think about it like this, would something like this ever occur in the NBA where they're holding this massive event and they don't have a seat for a guy like LeBron James? You wouldn't hear that happen, right? Same thing with the NFL and Tom Brady. And Bret, being a guy who has the status that he is, especially with a lot of the modern guys, right? We hear all the time, FTR, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens speak highly of Bret Hart, and we all know the work that he's put in throughout the years. Majority of the time when you speak about who do you consider to be the best in-ring wrestler of all time, it's a pretty short list, and Bret Hart is usually at the top or near the top in those discussions. So for that to happen, it's a sucky situation for him. TKO and WWE, they need to get their shit together when it comes to those things. It is just, I could just see how a guy like him could feel that way, because we all know him and Triple H, they don't have the greatest relationship. If you guys have ever seen, Wrestling with the Shadows, you saw his wife at the time, basically cuss Triple H out for his role involving in the Montreal Screwjob. So we know their relationship isn't as great as it could be. It's cordial. We remember seeing Bret Hart, a couple of months back when they had the show in Calgary, and he shook Triple H's hand. And we all saw at WrestleMania when the match between Steve Austin and Bret Hart was inducted in the Hall of Fame, that look that he kind of gave Triple H when they were doing the Hall of Famer section when they were standing at the podium at WrestleMania. So we know that there's no love lost there. So this was bound to happen. It sucks that, he was treated in that way. And it's just an interesting story to think about it, how you have this humongous corporation and they just basically act as if Bret was just this piece of chopped liver that they didn't have a seat for, and they didn't take the time to guarantee that he was going to have a spot at the show. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you think about this? Do you think that Bret has a right to be angry? Do you think that this was something purposely done by the WWE? Or like Brian Alvarez reported earlier, that this is just something that kind of, slips through the cracks? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. We are this close to 3,000 subs, so if you could hit that subscribe button, it'd be much appreciated on my end. I am Kevin Zwicker.